Hey guys, Brehm here, and today I'm going to be testing the mostly stable Torino Design Super Sport at Golden Max in Asphalt 9 multiplayer. Please consider subscribing if you have not already, and be sure to check out my Brehm Clips channel, Brehm TV channel, and Purple Team Discord. Links to all those will be down in the description, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So the Torino Design Super Sport is the latest Legend Pass only special event car. It's situated around the middle of S-Class. It goes around 262 miles per hour, and all of its stats are fairly good. It was quite a fun car to drive. That is one great thing I can say about it. Its drifting may not be the best, but its handling is pretty good. Its nitro efficiency lasts a fairly long time, especially for S-Class. It was very good, and the acceleration was decent as well. The most common issue, I guess, if you would call it an issue I had with this car, was that sometimes upon landing, as you saw in my opening little stunt, and just there as well, it'll sometimes do a barrel or do something weird. Occasionally, like in the opening, it will save you from wrecking. Other times, it may cause you to wreck. So it is kind of a little bit of a double-edged sword there. But other than that, this car was just fun. Didn't really have any big complaints with it. It isn't a car that I would recommend a lot of people to go for though, as there are plenty of faster and better cars in Class S that are easier to get. And when I say easier to get, almost every car would be easier to get than this one from what I have heard. Now, I personally only have 2 of the cars that are needed for this special event, and I heard that you pretty much need most of them, if not all of them, completely maxed out, or at least max starred, in order to unlock the Torino in its event, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion for a car that is nowhere close to a king, and one that most people will likely have fun with but probably won't play much in if they are able to get it. Thankfully, if you really want to scratch that new car itch, there are a couple you could go for right now. The first of which is the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. This is a high-end C-Class car that currently has a Grand Prix going for it, which I tried sandbagging, not grand bag. Never mind. This is a car that looks really good on paper, but after driving it, it feels very underwhelming, particularly in the drifting. It drifts so extremely sluggishly, especially at 1 star, where most people will probably be trying to get it in its Grand Prix, that it just makes the whole thing not feel good. But I will say, if you are able to get this car without spending any tokens on it, especially if you sandbag and hit a good, I don't know, what do you call them? Lobbies? Rooms? They're not... whatever the brackets or whatever they're called with all the 20 people I'm in. If you get a good one of those without a bunch of other people who sandbagged, probably one worth going for if you don't have to spend tokens on it. The other car that you could go for is the 600 LT, which sees the return of an Unleashed event, which I don't feel like we have had in a while, or at least I have not really tried much for one in a while. This car is also pretty good toward the top of its class in Class B. Now, this one is a better car than the AMG GT, I would say, but again, it's probably not worth going for unless you have a lot of the other cars already in its Unleashed and you're able to get very close to unlocking it. Because the thing is, if you already have the Huracan maxed, this car isn't really worth going for. It's slower than the Huracan by a couple miles per hour, and although it's very fun to drive, and it's very agile and just good stats across the board other than the top speed, I don't really think it's worth spending, say, tens of thousands of tokens on it, or whatever it would be in order to fully max it out. Out of those 2 cars, I likely will be trying to unlock the AMG GT, but probably not the 600 LT. I did get one new car recently though, the Taycan, in its most recent car hunt, and even though it's almost over, the 599XX key hunt is also going on right now. That's actually the only car hunt that I've ever really tried super hard in because I really wanted that car. And then right afterwards, of course, they removed it from the C-Class Elite. Now coming up here is one of these spots which I hate the most in multiplayer because I've wrecked here so many times. if you do not go low enough on that barrel, you for some reason bounce too high when you land and sometimes hit that little ledge up there. And now I'm in 5 out of 6. This turned out to be one of the weirdest comeback races I have ever played. Right now I'm at 4 out of 6, 3/4 of the way through the race with everybody else very far in front of me. But then for some reason, right before the finish line, the second and third place guys both wreck, like in the exact same place right before the finish line. I'm able to pass them both at the last second to come in second. I still don't know why they both wrecked at the exact same place. They couldn't have hit each other and made each other wreck because this was a ghost season. Very, very weird occurrence. One of the strangest comebacks I've had in a while. By the way, if you guys have not seen it yet, just about a week ago, I posted a teaser for my next music video, which will be coming out in just around 3 weeks or so, with the thumbnail, except with the word or words of the title blurred out. It's in my community tab right now. It's also on my Instagram. If you would like to guess what it is, I'm not entirely sure about this yet, but I likely will be setting the premiere or like announcing the premiere about a week before the video goes out. So hopefully we can have as many people there on the opening day of the song as possible. I'm currently working on the video for it. Song and everything is completely finished, and I'm excited to share it with you all. It will be releasing on Spotify the same day as it releases on YouTube as a sort of double feature with Worldwide, which I never actually released on Spotify. I kind of forgot to do that at the time. But the two songs are actually, well, this is kind of a little bit of a spoiler, but they're in the same key, and they actually are basically the same beats per minute as well. So they work well together. It kind of worked out in the end. I hope you enjoy, and of course, I will be streaming this Saturday or Sunday, depending on what time zone you are in. I know it is early Sunday for some people at the time of the stream, but I'll be, talking about the Unleashed event, the new Grand Prix, and possibly the song as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. And with that, it's time for me to give my general review about the Torino. I enjoy driving the car, but it's not really one that I would recommend most people to go for because of the extremely difficult and expensive special event. The car itself has a pretty average top speed for Class F of around 262. The rest of its stats are pretty good for Class S, having a long-lasting nitro, decent handling and acceleration, but the drifting may leave a little bit to be desired as it is slightly wide. Oh, and one other cool thing I forgot to mention about this car is that it does have purple as a stock color, so that's neat. And this final race actually turned out to be one of the closest I played all season as I come up to the finish line just barely taking the victory. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like the video if you've enjoyed and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!